Go. I do believe we are live again, so I'll say indeed again. And greetings, friend. It's nice to have you here. Today we've been talking a little bit about what it means to be free. What freedom means. Freedom means something different to everybody, I'm sure. But we've been trying to steer ourselves in the direction of considering how freedom is not doing the things you don't want to do. And then ultimately, freedom also means doing the things you want to do. Right? And there is probably some sort of balance in between these things. And again, our individual states of freedom will definitely differ. What freedom means to me might mean something differently to you. What freedom feels like to me, how free I am. I like the chatterbox better in horizontal. Me too. Unironically, Jovan, it is definitely better. It is definitely better. You're definitely right. I prefer the horizontals in general, even. I think it gives me more room. Literally. Oh, oh, so much more room. Freedoms, huh? Feeling our freedoms. The fact that I get to be present with you, friends, right now in this moment. Be horizontal. That's pretty fancy. Just like, sure. Phone goes like, yeah, yeah, freedoms. Freedoms. I think I did get a little bit sidetracked. Wanting to do things. Yeah. Being here right now. Being here like this with you friends leaves me. I want to say the word up to a point, but that also feels like it's almost derogatory. But it leaves me feeling like I don't want to do something else. Right? Makes me feel like I want to do this. Makes me realize over and over again that despite the freedoms I have been given, despite the freedoms that I afford myself, if you will, I still want to do stuff like this more than anything. And to some people, what I'm doing right now might seem like the opposite of freedom. Right? And to myself, it can seem that way too sometimes. Sometimes. Only if I get really like, feeling sorry for myself. And I'm like, hey, bro, you had the freedom to make choices and you did. And we live by those. Freedom, says Jovan, free to think anything. But the things we think can put us in its own cage. Oh, yeah. That's definitely true. That is definitely true, Jean. You might spend so much time thinking about something. You might spend so much time constructing a cage around yourself that other people will never mention or will never see, right? And then it still feels like you are separate from them because this cage is something you've been building for so long. You enjoy it for a while. Love you, brother. I want you here. You might get a hard dose of Western culture when you get here, but I have faith that you will be able to navigate these waters without too much difficulty. You'd enjoy it for a while. I'm sure I would. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I hope that is very clear. I am not even a little bit opposed to coming to the States. I really want to. I really do want to. I even had a conversation with Gugu about this today. Gugu is one of the people that use my business for an event media, and I think I commented on one of her status photos or something, and she says, "Hey Mel, I hope you're doing well. I tell her I'm moving soon. She says she's still in the States right now and that she's coming back next month for good. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know you were in the States. Told her that I'm thinking about going to the States as well. And then she says this, I think you do well there. There's always opportunities to collaborate and find work. Save up for a few months and then test the market. I think you would love it. All right, so yeah, there definitely is perspective being shared. There are South Africans that are going there. Her husband was working, I think I don't know if he still is. It's not my information to disclose, but for BMW. So it did help with the whole visa process of actually getting there. Getting a sponsor, that seems to be the like one of the ways. Getting a sponsor, a company actually, vouching for you to come over that side. That's one. Travel. I think I'm technically in a better position now than I was, relatively speaking. I have the business. I still don't have any assets, is the problem, right? No, I want to use the word depreciating or appreciating assets. Like, no physical assets that I'm paying for that I would need to come back for. Melty, you're a hustler. You'll be just fine. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I just want to be given the opportunity to try things, dude. Right? I am under no illusion that I am perfect and that I am infallible and that I never make mistakes. But I am pretty certain that I am willing to try, see things through, at least for as long as it feels like I'm supposed to. It's hard paying attention to that part of myself as well. It can be pretty, I want to use the word almost like authoritarian. Like, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. It's like, not, it's bad. Get money, get money. That's the war cry here. Yeah, it's true. It is true. And my art would probably have an easier time fetching more value in America as well. So I am very aware of these things. I am very aware of these things. I think the next while, maybe the next few months, I'm going to try and consolidate. I'm going to try and gain a few more skills. And then we'll see where that takes us next. Because there still is a lot of uncertainty. We're going to get you here one way or another. I do like hearing these things. It is nice. The pitter patter of the rain that falls. I feel very present right now. Calmly so. Like there is nothing in the world that could take from me my freedom to be present right now. I've been trying to be more mindful as of late. Trying to be a little bit more in my breath. There definitely is a part of me that's grasping. Feels like it's holding on. It's trying to experience some sort of attachment. The fact that it's raining is definitely adding a certain energy to my total state of being. Continue building your accolades. Keep making yourself more valued and be patient. We will find a way to get you here with us in this hippy dippy land that we call progress. Rain is so cozy. It's so zen here too. Feels like we're connected with the rain. Interesting that you say that as well, Joe. As I was like easing into like listening to the rain and the pitter patter, I was thinking about the fact that you're having it as well. I will continue to build my accolades. Maybe that's what I'm worried about a little bit, Jaju. Is that at my parents' place, I won't be able to. As I'm verbalizing this, I'm like, that's some bullshit, bro. Being at your parents' place does not stop you from building your accolades. Not even a little bit. In fact, it might actually help. Might give you a stable enough environment to do things that you've been postponing. I'm pretty determined to, yeah. Two people are now determined to get me to America. This feels, this feels like freedom. It feels like freedom is close. I'm not necessarily trapped here in South Africa, but there is definitely a constant baseline acknowledgement that things are going to be harder for me here than it would be elsewhere. Personal strength and skills are not discounted by societal measures. Get stronger. Get stronger. Be stronger. Suddenly becomes so strong that I tear electrons right from their pairs. As I walk through the air, it becomes ionized around me. Walls give way, melting. I never have to use a door again. I would like for the ability to reassemble the doors behind me after I melt them. But for now, just the melting would be fine. I approve. Would have to be something I could choose though. Would be a little bit of a bummer if I'm in an airplane and I melt through the floor. What am I talking about? Who knows? Who knows? I did wear as much red as I did today because there was rain. That fire and water fractal was at least at the forefront of my mind in choosing my outfit. And then this black scarf is one given to me by Christian. I don't use this much black in my work usually. Alright. So it does feel odd. It is very dark in a nice way. It's like a beautiful black color. How we are seen and how we see ourselves. How we choose to decorate these things we call our bodies. It definitely is a type of, I want to use the word prison. I am kind of in this thing, you know. Oof, ain't that the truth? And move on. The ability to traverse confusion is the goal. Ain't that the truth? Nothing gets me tripped up more than feeling misunderstood. Misunderstood. I misunderstand all the time. I misunderstand all the time. I try to be better at it. I do try to listen. Even if it takes me a while. We explore, we take notes, we report our findings. We grow, we evolve, and we commune. Let us be guiding lights in our own journey. You friends are really tickling all of my mind's philosophical strings. I'm just seeing layers and layers and layers of things. Where I look at one thing and then that thing unfolds. And then inside of that unfolded thing is another thing. And then I look at that thing and then it unfolds. And then there's something inside of that something. And then that something unfolds. And then there's something again on the inside. Freedom. Freedom is something that's very interesting to me. I feel, weirdly enough, as we keep asking this question, the consideration of what it actually is becomes more and more fascinating to me. Is freedom the goal? Is freedom the goal that we're trying to pursue? The acknowledgement that freedom comes with consequences is, I think, the lesson that Jovan taught me today, that I'm really being like, oh, conscious evolution, check. Lanterns and maps, so many possibilities, this way or that. Maybe it's time for us to sit down before we continue down this journey. At least that's the way that I feel right now. Getting to take this moment to sit at the crossroads. Free. Free to pick either road. Free to come back to the road we didn't pick the previous time. Knowing that love is true. You know that time when you have like little visual distortions in the corners of your eyes? I just had a moment like that, where it looked like bricks in a line were glitching out, disconnecting from the rest of the bricks that were in that wall. And then as soon as I looked at them, they like flashed black and they fell back in place. It happened in an instant. It happened so quickly, so it's one of those things where it could have just been the figment of the imagination. I don't know if you know this, but most of your field of vision is basically a hallucination. It's your brain filling in the blanks. The fact that my brain can fill in the blanks that there's a human being behind this technically inanimate object that I'm staring at. Free to choose, that is freedom. We just exist as blips on the radar. Yeah, it's kind of freeing. I'm guessing that is your intention in saying that. It is kind of freeing in acknowledging that fact. That we are very small. We are little blips on the radar. That the stakes aren't as high as we might be tripping ourselves up to be. And I say this while at the same time believing that the stakes are in fact that high. Actually, the stakes are so high. I worry sometimes. Am I wrong? What mistakes? You see, Proceed. Maybe that is the way I'm supposed to be thinking, Hoopy. Maybe there are no mistakes to be made. Only lessons to be learned. And some of us are students of this world in different ways. The way that I learned something might be different to the way that you would learn it. The amount of times I have to learn a lesson might be more than the amount of time you need to actually grasp it. Mistakes are just redirected misconceptions. Redirected misconceptions. What would a redirected conception be? What if you didn't misconcept? What if you concepted, but you redirected still? Or you just directed? What would be a directed conception if there is something like a redirected misconception? And I'm not saying this like I'm trying to be funny, Pojo. I'm really asking, like sincerely. For instance, maybe I should create more clarity. What if you clearly say something to me, right? And I get to conceive that. I get to gain that conception alongside you. And then in the directing that energy, there is still a sense of maybe suffering is the word, wanting for things to be differently. I'm now, as I'm saying that, I'm acknowledging that that is up to me. Right? I have tried to reduce the amount of suffering that I cause myself. I've tried to. I don't think I'm there yet necessarily, but I've tried to. And my definition of suffering is when you want for things to be differently. When I want for things to be differently. And I spend a good deal of time wanting for things to be differently. And that can be affected by a great plethora of things. It's unfortunately one of those things that's not necessarily stable. Your environment, the people you find yourself around, the stakes of the situation, so much influences your decision making. Instantly my mind transitions into thinking about how you friends learn from these streams in a way that I don't. Right? Not saying like, oh, I'm so great and I know all of these things. But actually, some of these things are almost impossible for me to hold on to. Like I have to almost relearn the lesson every single time I talk about it. We choose our stories, that we do. Thank goodness, Hoopy is here. This was almost a Jobo stream today. It was for a while. I was enjoying it. I was acknowledging the fact that it's a Sunday morning in America, and it was just nice to spend some time with your friends. Thank you for the extra friends that joined us. 44. I have a 73 right there, and a 36. It's very close to 34. Like within the next 2 minutes, it's gonna be there. Our choices are our manifesto. Our choices are our manifesto. What is a manifesto? Hey Google, define manifesto. A public declaration of policy and aims, especially one issued before an election by a political party or candidate. A proclamation, a declaration. My proclamation or declaration or pronouncement or announcement or publication or notification or program or platform or policy statement is love is true. I am trying to ensure that. And in that way, I haven't been making mistakes. And I feel like I still find myself very critical. I got a bzz, bzz. Who's bzzing me? Oh. Oh, I think it's Zano. Yeah, it is Zano. Zano was replying to some of the comments that I posted on her new short video. Seaweed snack. Seaweed is tasty, full of vitamin C and zinc. Who else is jacked in? Are you in right now? Are you jacked in? If you're a cyborg, you're safe here. You can tell me. I am also a cyborg. I'm not cyborg yet, technically. I'm still Technomancer. I'm waiting to become cyborg. Crush the seaweed chips up and put them in your miso soup. Yum. I think it adds MSG, doesn't it, Joe? So it adds like umami. Adds that good. Adds that nice flavor. I believe. Maybe it's only a certain type of seaweed that does that. But I think that's how umami, the flavor, was discovered. And the correlation that it's MSG that is attached to that flavor. Today you learn. Maybe you already knew that information though. I think Joe probably did. I feel like Joe is one of those people that would know information like that. Of course, even knows scientist name. Maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. Cell phone power charger. Maybe that's what he means. Like literally jacked in, like the phone is charging right now. I wonder. I know for a fact the previous one could not, but I wonder if this one will allow me. Let me see. Hey Google, does the DJI Mic 2 allow pass-through charging? Oh, you can. You can. If I understand this correctly, connect the Mic 2 receiver, which is that thing, to a 5-volt 2-amp charger using a cable, USB-C cable, plugged into the Type-C port of the unit to simultaneously charge the receiver. Maybe I can. Because this was one of the concerns I had, is that maybe if I'm using microphones, I will always only have like maximum of 2 hours runtime or something like that. And if this does in fact work, it will allow me to have pass-through charging, so I can keep the phone powered and mic'd up at the same time. Hey, Nancy is here with us saying, hello everyone. Dropping by to wish you all a wonderful day. A friend is visiting, so I'm going to make some coffee for us. I'll check back later and see if you're still here. The round sounds nice. I don't know if we'll be streaming for much longer, but I hope you have an amazing day with your friend Nancy. Enjoy your coffee. One more. My intention is to feel absolutely and blissfully free. Click. Oh goodness, it's not clicking. Maybe it was still on its way? It might have been. Shan Franchi. Hope the coffee smells uplifting. My microbiome says hello. And intends on going on living. Good. There's no giving up just yet, friends. There's still a lot more living to be doing. There's a musician on YouTube whose song I listened to today that I'm pretty sure is called We're All Gonna Die. And it is in part a song about the current political state of our world. And at the same time, an acknowledgement that eventually that is the reality. And if that is the case, then we should be even more present. Isn't that right, Mojo? It's nice having your presence here with us today, friend. Morning to you, you freedom seeker, you. Coffee is bliss. Coffee is bliss. Uh, it's an interesting take. I did consume caffeine today. Yesterday, I took half of one of those sachets. Jovan got me some G Fuel sachets. And I took half of them yesterday, and I took the other half today. And I would lie if I said it doesn't uplift my mood a little bit. Is it blissful though? Bliss. Hey Google, define bliss. Perfect, perfect happiness or great joy. To reach a state of perfect happiness, typically so as to be oblivious of everything else. And the example is blissed out hippies. Oblivious of everything else. You see, in that way, caffeine doesn't do that for me. Caffeine creates a certain alertness. But I don't know if it allows me to blur out everything else. Maybe it does. Maybe I've been more zoned into the camera. I feel I have been gazing into the distance a lot. It's very nice just looking at those trees. My microbiome says Skierberg, which is Tommy for I'm doing stuff. Just imagine populations that would populate planets if they were the size of us, just living in your gut, actively helping you digest your food, making neurochemicals that make you feel things. Literally, not even make you, but literally influence your decisions. Thank you, friends, for taking care of yourselves. I appreciate it. You're doing good. You are doing good. I enjoy my coffee like I enjoy my humans. Cold, dark, and bitter. How could I be dark? Maybe if I could do something like this. Watch. I'll up my darkness factor by like 15%. I'm so dark. I'm so bitter. This world fucking sucks. I don't know how to be cold though. How does one be cold? Just like gaze off to the distance. No give attentions. Chopin's laughing as well. I'm gonna pull some card. So dark. Yeah. You friends. Alrighty. Let's see. It's card time. You can't be cold in Africa. I mean, being cold in Africa isn't the highest concentration experience. I was about to say, allegedly. Jovan did end up getting pretty cold here in South Africa. It did, like there was like a weird cold front. Like there was snow in South Africa and stuff when Jovan was here. And she was cold for a lot of it. Ooh, Remember when I closed my eyes and visualized for a moment and I was telling you friends about the thing inside the thing and there's this thing and there's thing inside the thing and then this thing. Look at what card we pulled. The ever unfolding rose. The ever unfolding rose. That feels pretty surreal to me. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you, not to you. This experience is happening for you. It's not happening to you. It's a hard one to remember. I have to remind myself a lot. The thing inside the thing. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. I wonder if Rob the Universe, he has a song about just that. About the thing inside the thing. He has a new song. It's called Dream Awake. It's a new single. Is it good? It's only had 122 plays. I'm number 123.
This is dedicated to the violent shade. Microphone phenomenal. I leave mics torn when I put it on. All hail the honor. Microphone phenomenal. I leave mics torn. Word is born. Microphone phenomenal. I leave mics torn when I put it on. Lift your astral form. Dream bodies born, dodging sleeping demons on the swarm with no warning. Seeing killer bees sting with the sword as we swing forth from Portland. But really soaring, the mythical forest, seeing the oracle. She tells me I'm an elemental with the God mind essential, soul phoenix potential. Welcome to the instrumental dimension, rhymes ascension energized. I fill up wise, then I hit the skies. I heard the distant cries in my heart and mind, kundalini rising up my spine. Then I felt the shine coming, with my shade that I didn't know I needed for the rest of my days. Forever loving in the chasms of the cosmos. We make a fun dose, we writing our reality codes. Then the owls take us to the crystal cove where we're bestowed as gems, and guides us back through the axis home awake again. Dream away, dream away, dream away. Microphone phenomenal. I leave mics torn when I put it on. Dream away, dream away. I leave mics torn, dream away. Microphone phenomenal. I leave mics torn when I put it on. Sleeping in the cellar, feeling like the ghost of old Yeller. I think I love the world, but don't tell her. Spin like a propeller when we're entering your deepest fear. Let's keep it clear.
Oh no! I was trying to put next up. I'm sorry. But this is the song that I wanted to play before I was talking about the thing.
Behind the thing, 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 behind. Welcome back to something intimate in store. You thought this felt significant before? There's more. You're craving knowledge of yourself at its core. Let me show you what I am before we open up that door. You're sat amongst a group of sacred people teachers. They're benevolently powerful, intelligently peaceful creatures. Now quick to beyond clarity, tell me if you notice just a hint of similarity. It's me you recognize in their eyes, and the truth starts to glow like sunrise on horizons. When I've been disguising myself in their lives as the fools and the teachers, the clowns and the wise ones. So once more, I'm the roots and the trees, I'm the ground and the air, and I'm you and you're me. And it's time to recognize the implications of just being. I said it's time to recognize the implications of just being.
Yeah, Rob the Universe. What a dude. This is the first card in the deck. Like before this, there's just the information about how you're supposed to be reading it. So we pulled card number 1. Skibbity blop. Skew Bowser's blop indeed. Thingness is all. Thingness is all. I've never read that sentence like that, but it sounds nice. Thingness is all. I don't know if it is. I think the ever unfolding rose might be though. Maybe that is thingness. We glean our truth from depictions. You would like the artist idea. I like that already. Just the name. I'll save the name. Idea. I go, whoa. Psychedelic profile picture as well. I'll hit them up with a subscribe. 39 lines. Thank you, Gavity Goo, for your music suggestions. Alright. Now the reading will commence. It says cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. The ever unfolding rose. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it. To let life crack you open. To open through hurt and loss. To allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as much as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at this moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open, no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing this difficulty, see it as a blessing. To open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. Jovan mentioned today in stream that it is wrap yourself in blankie weather or something like that. Didn't you say that, Joe? I want to read that line again. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in the blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. To the seas, may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation. Yesterday's card was transformation. No way. And be blown away by the poetry of your life. Everything is going to be okay. What? That is the... No way. That is breaking my brain a little bit. Wasn't that the topic we talked about just the day before yesterday? Round of surf. There's peacocks in the backgrounding. Yeah, literally. Weird. So, for there it is, being okay. Yesterday we pulled the card of transformation from this deck. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation. and be blown away by the poetry of your life. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Let the mother hold you, it says. Like, that was literally the way I wanted to show up for that day as well, with that intention. So wild. Synchronicities abound. A divine sight. Peacocks. I haven't been able to see the ones I've been hearing. They're out of sight, but they're not out of mind. Idea and Aesop Rock have collabed. Okay, Joe. Now I know even more. I don't know if Gabadygoo knows Aesop Rock, but if he doesn't, he needs to. If a idea, I mean, of obvious Marie Mosmos. There's that crazy look I like. We'll give a listen later. Throw link in Discord. Love music suggesting so much love. Aesop's Fables. The site of neutrality. It's nice being part of this reality alongside your friends. You make this experience worth living. Thank you for finding yourself present here again, for choosing to show up. A Quaffle just flew past me and landed on that tree. Doing what we want to be doing. Those are some good quiz. No, that's not a good quiz. The peacocks are screaming in retaliation. One more. One more good quiz, bro. Come on, you got it. Ooh, nice. One. Yeah. He's a juvenile. He looks young. He's still figuring it out. I wonder if I can make it more clear. You just way back to him. Quack! Quack! Can't match his pitch though. Jovan probably would be able to. You gotta quay back to him. I did for you. The only reason that I didn't, Joe, is because I usually like quaying back to them, and then they fly away. They fly away. And then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So oh, there he goes. Could hear him he's a little bit further away, but you might still be able to hear him. Qua, I love it. Yeah, it's just fun. I'm so happy that we got to have that moment. Some good HD quiz. Thank you, friends, for being here with me again. I hope you have the most beautiful, kind, he quaid away, fulfilled day. One filled with this experience of joy. One filled with this experience of true freedom. Go and do the things that you want to do. Don't do the things that you don't. If freedom is something that we're striving for, then we should at least give ourselves moments thereof. I appreciate you, friends. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Love you too. Bye, Joe. Goodbye for now, friends. Sending your hearts and infinite energies. Love you.